Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, and a hey now. Welcome to hour number 4 of the line, Talk 99.5. Talk995.com. I'm surprised my voice has lasted as long as it has.
You have done well, my friend.
I feel exhausted. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm on the struggle bus today.
Well, I mean, it may sound silly, but throwing up is, it's like exercising. You know, your whole body tenses up when you're pushing.
I feel like I pulled a muscle right here in my, whatever this would be. What is this?
Your clavicle.
Is this my clavicle?
But the muscle group, I don't.
Is that would it make sense if I was and I pulled the muscle right?
Well,
here?
yeah. Because your whole body is tensing up. You could get it in your stomach. You could get it in your back.
I was so mad last night because I couldn't eat my Korean barbecue because what Trish does is she'll take croissant rolls and she'll put butter on them and like cook them on the stove, like kind of grill them like a grilled cheese, and then you put the meat on it and it's just it's so good.
Well, you can eat it tonight for dinner.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. No more Costco glizzies for me, buddy.
Yeah, chew up your food really good.
Bro, I threw that away so hard. I slammed it. I looked like Michael Jordan. I was like, boom. Threw it in the garbage can.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, my doctor told me that I need to chew my food at least 1,000 times for every bite.
That's a lot. I don't have that problem.
No, I'm
often.
just kidding. It's not 1,000, but chew it up well.
Yeah, I don't have that issue happen often, but it definitely happens if the food isn't fresh.
That's odd. So it's
Yeah.
not GERD.
Even if not GERD, what is that?
GERD is what I have and my dad had.
Oh,
It's that little protein ring.
yeah. If it's like, say, if it's even a hamburger that I cooked the night before and it's been refrigerated, and I reheat it, it's still gonna possibly get stuck. But it's just, I don't know. It was bad though. It was real bad. But none of that's gonna stop me from going to Mandu today. I'm still gonna do my Mandu workout. I promised to myself no excuses today. I'm gonna get it in, baby. And so I'll be down there after the show getting my workout in. It's only 15 minutes. There's no reason for me not to go, even if I don't feel good. It's like, dude, you have 15 minutes. Now, I'm going to go home and I'm going to relax today after that. And I know Trish will be A-okay with me doing that because she's always encouraging me to rest. But I'm not going to do it before I get my workout. 15 minutes, man. This is for everybody. You got a free session waiting on you. And if you haven't tried this out, it can make all the difference in the world. John Bird knows it. John Bird's had long stints at Mandu. Hopefully he's going to be back soon. Is he? Is John Bird going to be back soon?
Yes, I shall.
Now that you got a lot of your stuff taken care of, and, we had to wait for John Bird's life to slow down, but they do periodically ask me about you. When's John Bird coming back?
Yeah, I am coming. I am coming back.
I may swap my sessions. You can't pull off at 2:30 because you got a few extra things to do.
Yeah,
What's the
sometimes
earliest?
I possibly could leave by like 2:05 because I have to upload the podcast, hour 4 of the podcast and hour 4 of YouTube.
Well, if you left at 2:05, you could do it. But could you get there by 2:30 for a 2:45 session?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. 2:30 would be more ideal, but
yeah.
Anyway, we'll worry about that once you get back in the groove.
Yeah.
But for those of you that have not tried it, I want you to try it out because knowledge is power. And once you know how this works, you're going to say to yourself, wow, that is everything Andrew told me it was. I've been building muscle, losing weight. I've been losing weight lately, too. I haven't jumped on the scale over the past few days, but I probably lost 5 pounds last night because I threw up everything in my system and couldn't eat dinner. But I attribute a lot of it to Mandu because they keep me on my toes, and they even give you advice, man, outside. like you got to take some accountability when you're not at Mandu as well. You want to watch your diet. You want to maybe sprinkle in a little cardio, maybe on the elliptical or the treadmill, or maybe you want to go jogging at the park for, a few laps. But to get all that kick started, you got to have Mandu. That's where you build the muscle. That's where you lose the weight. That's where you lose the visceral fat that's around your organs, which is the most important thing to lose, and all the things. And they're there for you every step of the way. Those trainers have got all the answers for you. So get your free session by going to the website, mandu.com, MANDUU.com, mandu.com, and hook it up. 3 locations. As you know, you've got Homewood, you've got Huntsville, and you've got Tuscaloosa. Whichever one you want, it's on you, baby. Y'all hook that up. Make sure you mention me when you go. Say I heard about you on the line, and get yourself hooked up. Anna Paulina Luna has been on fire as of late. Can I point that out? She has not only been the tip of the spear on the SAVE Act that they're trying to get through the Senate at this point, but she has also teased explosive declassified files that allegedly show a former member of Congress placing foreign government agents on their as their congressional interns. Let me just say that again. A former member of Congress who was putting in place government agents, foreign government agents, into congressional intern spots, and exposes something that I don't think a lot of people knew about, including myself, that there are no background checks required for congressional staffers. Let me repeat that. No background check. Everybody listening to this show likely had to have a background check for their job. But you mean to tell me congressional staffers who get to roam the hill of the Capitol each and every day don't get a background check done? This is crazy. She said some seriously disturbing declassified files will be coming out in the coming weeks about a former member of Congress placing interns in other offices that happen to be agents of foreign governments. Representative Kat Kamak has legislation that would require background checks on staff, and it should be brought to the floor immediately. Also, this is a massive security breach. I would say so. So what country is it, might you ask? Well, Laura Loomer puts on X. Let me guess. It's Qatar, Saudi Arabia. And Congresswoman Kat Kamak responded with, you would be correct. So it seems to be Qatar, the same country that has hosted Hamas leaders, that funded the Muslim Brotherhood, that poured money into American universities and influence operations. They've been operating inside the halls of Congress with almost zero scrutiny all this time. That's a little strange. And here's the part that should enrage every American. Congressional staff and interns are not required to undergo background checks while handling classified information at the highest level. Because the classified info that congressmen and women get their hands on usually goes into the hands of staff members. Yes, Qatar and yes, Saudi Arabia has been helpful in the conflict against Iran. Yes, we consider them an ally, but just as we are critical of Israel and the things they do that compromise U.S. interest, we need to be critical of these individuals as well. All these countries do this to each other, by the way. But there's no reason we should be knowingly allowing it to happen. That's insanity. Now, what'll be interesting is who is and is not willing to talk about this. Because I can play it down the middle. I can be critical of Israel, and I can praise Israel. I can also criticize Saudi Arabia and I can praise Saudi Arabia. Which, did I say that already? I can praise and criticize Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Qatar, whatever. I can do both. A lot of people can't do both. A lot of people have to pick teams in these situations. And that's why you won't hear this from some. I wouldn't be surprised if Tucker Carlson doesn't even touch the story. Because Tucker Carlson has cozied up to the likes of Qatar, to the likes of some of these countries in the Middle East for whatever reason. Same thing with Candace Owens. Maybe they will. I hope, to their benefit, I hope they do bring this up. And they have traditionally been the type of people that would absolutely bring this up. But if it turns out they don't, I wouldn't be surprised because they have picked their teams. And I like Candace Owens to an extent. And I like Tucker Carlson. I used to love Tucker Carlson. I thought he was brilliant. But he's turned into one of these, pick and choose my side. And even if the truth doesn't work out for me, I'm still going to stick with my side. I don't personally like that. But just sit back and watch. Sit back and watch who brings that story up and who actually talks about it. Because while it's a big story now, and I haven't seen it in any of the media headlines, it will be brought up again once these newly declassified documents come out that Anna Paulina Luna is mentioning. And then we'll be faced with the fact that you're forced to talk about it and ask, why has this been happening? Who is the former member of Congress? Can we go ahead and guess that it's probably a Democrat? All of those questions to be answered very, very soon. 205-545-9950. Keeping it rolling on this edition of The Line. Deep South Construction Pros. Deep South Construction Pros. My buddy is over at Deep South getting it done, man. Getting it done. Basement waterproofing, crawl space encapsulation. I talked a lot about that all week last week and how important it is to get that done because of the dangers that come with not getting it done. And I don't do this to scare you or whatever. I'm just speaking the reality of, you know, the mold and the mildew and the stuff and make you sick and all this kind of stuff. It happens. And then you start dealing with foundation problems and, you know, it spirals. And so as a homeowner, you know good and well that you got to get this stuff done. We talk about no-do in your roof, foundation issues, or maybe even more important than that because it's just an issue that only gets worse over time. So there's several things to look for. The sagging in your lintel above your garage, cracks in the brick, floors and walls separating, windows and doors not opening and shutting like they used to. You'll know it when you see it. And when you see it, you're going to say to yourself, man, Andrew talks about these guys all the time, Deep South Construction Pros. I need to call them and ask them what I need to do. They're willing to answer all your questions. If you've never been down this road before, they'll get you handled and get you all figured out as to what exactly it is that you need. They'll come out and inspect it and all the things, and they'll take care of you, man. Right here in Alabama, proud to be here in Alabama and taking care of their communities and their neighbors and investing back into the state economy as well. Instead of just, you know, making money and sending it off to some other state, they keep it here at home. And I love that about them. 256-305-1854. That's 256-305-1854. Deep South Construction Pros.com. Deep South Construction Pros.com. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's see. Looking through the text line, David says, should the congressman putting in foreign agents be listed as treason? I would say so, depending on what played out during those times. If he knowingly had these individuals on staff and I'm not talking about just people from Qatar that ended up on congressional staff. I'm talking about agents from these foreign countries. And if it's happening with this one particular congressman, how many other instances are there? Especially since no background checks are being run. We need to know. We need to know. Jen says, may need to get your esophagus stretched. Boy, that sounds gay.
Yeah, that's with GERD. That's what they do.
Really?
And it breaks up the protein ring.
That's from way earlier. Sometimes I feel like when we get texts, people are texting us about stuff we talked about 3 hours prior. Do you think maybe people are watching on YouTube and they're behind?
Yeah, I mean, I can look now and see several people have watched and also listened.
Huh. I always wondered about that. Frosty says, hey, now, in my opinion, the ideas of progressives like Van Jones are closer to socialism than he would admit, take from some and give to others, is core leftist ideals. Yeah, I agree. I think Van Jones is a socialist. He just doesn't want to admit it. Christina, recheck your information about Taylor Farms and Taco Bell being the source of the diarrhea breakout. Several sources, news sources, including Fox News, is saying FDA is now was a false positive against Taylor Farms. Sounds like the CEO or whoever is over Taylor Farms have greased some palms. Maybe so. Maybe so. I didn't look too far into it. I just saw some blurbs about it. Sam says a few days ago, Alex Stein ate Taco Bell on his show to show his love for Taco Bell. I got to get him to call, man. I got to get him to call into the show ASAP. Alex Stein, man. What a mess. CENTCOM announced over the weekend a U.S. service member that was killed in action by an Iranian drone in Iraq. I think a drone had landed and the service member was killed during a controlled demolition of the unexploded downed Iranian drone, which is awful, awful situation. And then you had a base hit in Jordan, which took the life of two other U.S. service members. So three, and I believe they just recently identified the service members. So keep their families in your prayers. And what do you say? They gave the ultimate sacrifice, and it's something that and we as a whole would never be able to repay to them. But thank God we have people like that in this country to keep us free. All right, Willa segment's coming up right after this. Hang tight. ProLift Doors. ProLiftDoors.com. ProLiftDoors.com. Hit him up. Hit my buddy up, Mike Miller. He's got you taken care of. That's my dude right there. That's my dude. Garage door stuff of any type. You need them replaced. You need a motor replaced. You want them insulated. Keep that garage a little cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. Big doors, small doors, roll-up doors. You know, whatever kind of garage door it is. Maybe you got a warehouse, a store where you got, big trucks to back in, and you need to get those doors replaced because people keep running into them, or whatever it is. If it's garage door related, this is your number one spot. So put this number in your phone, write it down if you're there at the office, or write down the website. It's got all the information right there. Just make sure when you talk to Mike and his team, tell them I sent you. 205-346-8465. That's 205-346-8465. ProLiftDoors.com. ProLiftDoors.com. Y'all hook it up, man. Mike's good people. He is good people, man. He loves what he does and loves taking care of people. So, to piggyback off the Iran stuff I was just talking about, CENTCOM has completed its 9th consecutive night of strikes against Iran, and Trump put out on Truth Social saying that Iran will pay many times over for killing American soldiers. So by this time tomorrow, when we find out what some of the punishment is going to ultimately be for Iran, it is not going to be good. He says every time Iran kills an American soldier, they will pay for that killing many times over. This directive has been passed on to the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Daniel Kaine, and every leader in the military, President Donald J. Trump. Yeah, it's about to get bad for them. I wouldn't want to be on that side of the Persian Gulf. They're going to be lucky if we just don't take it all out. We've been bombing the ish out of them for 9 straight days, and it's about to crank up. I got a feeling that they haven't seen what they're about to see, but that's just a guess. That's just a hunch. We'll see. And of course, Democrats, they think our response should be just to stop and retreat with our tails tucked between our legs. Actually, the position of the Democrats is probably to invite all those people over here so they have a better life. That's what they do over in the UK. There was one story in particular where, and I think this was on a German flight. This was a flight from Germany. Where was the flight to? I think it was coming out of Germany. But a 28-year-old Turkish migrant living in Germany refused to sit next to a woman on a flight because of Sharia law. This is what he told them. Then he punched and slapped a female flight attendant who dared to confront him over it. So he had bought a ticket. He had an assigned seat. The assigned seat was next to a female. He said, I'm not sitting next to this female. It's Sharia law. A female stewardess comes up and says, well, we don't abide by Sharia law. That's not the law of the land. So the Muslim Turkish guy ends up assaulting the female stewardess.
Hope they throw him under the jail.
Should have thrown him out the plane.
Yeah.
Cole. Take the Sharia law with you. That's what Democrats want. Democrats want that kind of stuff here in this country. And if they don't actively want it, they're willing to allow it, which is the whole problem in itself. Anyway, I better not get fired up. Let's move on. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for the Wheel of Segment.
Criminals that suck.
Gosh.
Yeah. Let's go with it. What was it? Criminals that suck, right?
Criminals that suck.
All right. Let's see what we got today. Up first, John Bird.
Mm-hmm.
Attorney accused of trying to poison her husband again. An attorney.
So she must have gotten off the first time.
I'm not sure, but this is out of Coleman. It says a woman accused of poisoning her husband was placed back in jail over accusations that she had contact with her husband and tried to poison him again.
What the?
Sarah Baker, a former Alabama attorney, was arrested in November of 25 after she was accused of putting fentanyl in her husband's food and drink. She was arrested and later suspended by the Alabama Bar Association. Shortly after her first arrest, she posted a $400,000 bond. However, in July, she was taken back into custody at a home in Mountain Brook after accusations that she was interfering with her husband's medical treatment. Boy, she really hates this guy.
Yes, she does.
Court documents allege that on June 11th, Baker asked one of her husband's caregivers for an empty medication bottle from the home. Later that month, Baker allegedly gave a caregiver a black bag with instructions to place it inside a safe in Baker's husband's home. Authorities believe that bag contained the medication bottle. Coleman police later recovered the medication bottle and found 12 grams of purple-tinted powder. That just sounds dangerous. Testimony on Friday, July 17th, showed photos of the alleged pill bottle with the purple powder inside.
Guess she was going to stir it in something.
Lead investigator Zachary Latham said the powder tested positive for fentanyl in a field test performed by Coleman police, which is the same substance Baker allegedly used before to poison her husband in his food or drink. Where's she getting all this fentanyl from?
Yeah.
Investigators said caregivers had taken the bag with the bottle inside and put it in the safe in the garage of their home. The caregivers then reported the suspicious activity. Baker's husband, James Doyle Baker, testified on her behalf, saying she hadn't made contact with him since her first arrest in November. He said in the time his wife had been out on bond, he asked both Coleman County District Attorney Champ Crocker and Baker's attorney for chances to see his wife. He said, quote, "I have no idea why we're here today. We kept that clean all the way." A judge found that Baker hadn't made direct contact with her husband, but she did violate another condition of her bond by committing a criminal act of getting a weight of fentanyl you don't see very often into her husband's home.
Now, I wonder, is she a district attorney or she would have access to something?
She was just a regular attorney, but she had been disbarred. So she hadn't been an attorney since the first stint.
What was her name again?
Sarah Baker.
Sarah Baker. Coleman.
You trying to find out now that she's single? What she's
No.
doing? Okay, I was
Come
just
out for
wondering.
the story.
She poses a
Fascinating.
danger to our community, according to the judge. Baker was booked back into the Coleman County Jail following this testimony. At the start of the hearing, she pleaded not guilty to all charges against her by way of mental disease or defect. The judge told her she would be psychologically tested.
That is definitely stupid. That's a good stupid one.
Next up, bizarre body wash heist reported at Lakeland Walgreens store, according to the sheriff. 47-year-old man has been arrested yet again after a body wash heist was reported late last month, according to the Polk County Sheriff's Office. That's Grady Judd. Not good. Not a good place to commit a crime. In a release, deputies said the incident happened on June 29th at the Walgreens store along Lakeland Highlands Road. A Upon arrival, deputies learned that 3 suspects had entered the store together, with one distracting the store clerk as the other 2 filled bags with several containers of body wash. Afterward, the trio left the store without paying for the stolen items, which were valued at nearly $650. Upon a review of the surveillance footage, though, investigators said they recognized one of the, quote, female, end quote, suspects as 47-year-old Gerald Cobbs due to his extensive history of previous arrests. Cobbs is known to dress as a female, according to the release. Further investigation revealed that Cobbs had recently been arrested by the Lakeland Police Department on an active warrant and was already being held in the Polk County Jail. As a result, Cobb now faces additional charges of petty theft with prior convictions, though detectives said they're still trying to identify his 2 accomplices. Per the sheriff's office, Cobb's criminal history includes 27 felony convictions and 17 misdemeanor convictions.
Good gosh.
Most of which are for theft offenses. He already has been incarcerated 8 times, serving a combined total of over 11 years in state prison on non-consecutive terms. He was most recently released from prison in October of 25. Grady Judd said the suspect made a career out of stealing, and despite spending more than 11 years in prison, he continues to victimize businesses in our community. Our organized crime detectives recognized him almost immediately because they've dealt with him so many times before. If he would put as much effort into earning an honest living as he does stealing, he wouldn't keep ending up in jail. Would you like to see him?
Yeah, very much so.
Remember, he dresses like a female. This is him.
Oh my gosh. That's the female version?
Yeah.
He might want to work on that.
Yeah, it's not, you're not fooling anybody, buddy.
Jeez.
You're not fooling anybody. And, okay. Last but not least, we have a story headlined, Flung Rock, Bucket of Urine, Lead to Assault Charges for 2 in Schuylkill County. Schuylkill County. I don't know where this is. It's Schuyllkill.
I'm not even going to try and look that up.
Schuylkill County. A woman and a Berks County man face assault charges after a neighborhood dispute over a rock flung by a lawnmower escalated into a chaotic altercation involving a hurled bucket of urine, another bucket of liquid, a mop, and homophobic slurs, according to police. Ruthie McMullen, 57, of Orwigsburg, and Ian
This is
Tran,
North Carolina.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah.
37 of Reading were charged following the June 14th incident at the residence. According to the complaint, Malik Hogan told police the incident began when Tran was mowing McMullen's grass, and the mower flung a rock into Hogan's kitchen window. When Hogan told Tran to pick up the rock, a verbal dispute ensued, during which Tran allegedly called Hogan a bleeping English word for a cigarette.
Oh, okay.
The confrontation escalated when McMullen approached Hogan aggressively on his porch, leading him to splash her with a bucket of water or oil to deter her from advancing, as Hogan and his boyfriend, Noah Forker... Wait. Okay, so the neighbor is
Forker?
gay.
I barely...
Forker, I barely knew her. Attempted to retreat inside the closed door. McMullen and Tran allegedly tried to force it open. During the struggle, McMullen picked up a bucket of what Hogan admitted was his urine from the porch and splashed him with it, with most of the pee landing on his kitchen floor. Hogan also alleged Tran struck him in the right side of the head with a mop. The altercation ultimately led to the back door being broken completely off its hinges and McMullen stepping foot inside Hogan's apartment. McMullen provided police with a conflicting account. She said that when the rock hit the window. Hogan demanded they come pick up their bleeping rock. She denied approaching him in a physically menacing way and claimed the physical fight only began after Hogan threw oil on her. She admitted stepping inside the house but claimed the door broke because Hogan slammed it. Police say McMullen's shirt was wet and she had blood on her face from what she claimed was a punch by Hogan. Tran admitted to using a slur during the initial argument but denied getting physical, telling police he was only in the middle trying to separate them after Hogan threw the liquid at McMullen. Hogan, who had visible injuries but drove himself to the hospital for evaluation, is currently facing charges stemming from a separate recent incident involving Forker. The two men were both jailed earlier this month following an all-day argument over alleged infidelity and who would sleep with their pet cat that turned physical. Hogan was charged with simple assault and harassment in the case, while Forker faces a felony aggravated assault charge and related offenses. Both have since posted bail in the case and are awaiting preliminary hearings on August 11th.
I think we know who was at fault there.
Well, my only question is this. Why did the gay couple have a bucket of their own urine on the porch?
Yes.
Right. And I guess they need to be glad that it was their own urine thrown on them. But why? Why? Do you not have running water?
Oh,
Are you pissing in a bucket? Are you doo-dooing in a bucket?
Well, maybe their toilet's broken or clogged up, and they can't afford to have a plumber out.
And if you pee in a bucket, why is it just sitting on the porch and not dumped out?
Yeah, because the smell is horrendous.
Dead of summer?
Oh.
I mean, come on, dude. Get it together. The gay neighbors need to get it together. And that's what we call, ladies and gentlemen, criminals. That's all. ChuckDavisLaw.com. ChuckDavisLaw.com. That's my buddy Chuck Davis. Y'all hit him up. Let him know I sent you and get yourself squared away. Divorce, custody, wills, probate, contracts, real estate, personal injury, wrongful death, slip and fall. If you're owed compensation for some injuries that you've suffered, reach out to Chuck. Let him know I sent you. He'll take care of you. He's my personal attorney. He's also Dixon's attorney. So you know we got good judgment. Well, I got better judgment than Dixon, but I can tell you Chuck Davis is a good guy. He's going to listen to you. He's going to hear you out. And he's going to come up with a plan of action to help you get where you need to be and get you the best freaking result. Whatever it is, call him up. He's got a network of the best lawyers out there. If you've got some sort of case that's just kind of way out there, he'll be able to point you in the right direction. So when you call him, you don't leave empty-handed. It's really as simple as that. 205-823-9992. That's 205-823-9992. And online, ChuckDavisLaw.com. No representation is made that the legal services provided are superior to the legal services provided by other lawyers. Bubba says, what does Sarah Baker look like? He wants to know. No.
No. She's got, like a scowl on her face. She's probably in her late 60s.
Would Dr. Dingaling hit it?
I know he would run. However, I think he would probably get the advice of the old country lawyer who would probably say, run, boy, run.
Yeah, well, would the old country lawyer advise her in her case, you think?
I don't think he would touch it with a 10-foot pole.
If you know what I mean by a 10-foot pole. Noto Roofing, NOTOroofing.com. Boy, I've run out of gas in this last hour. NotoRoofing.com. Y'all hit them up. Get that free roof inspection. Get that free roof tune-up. These are good guys, man. They're in the business of taking care of people, and they do it every single day. If you need a roofer, and there's a million of them out there, don't just go with the guy that comes knocks on your door because you don't know a whole lot about him. But you do know a lot about Noto because you hear about him every day. So reach out to them. Tell them I sent you. That way they know you're part of the Hey Now Nation, and you'll get taken care of. Calls 205-848-2299 and online NotoRoofing.com. I'm out of here. Thank you, JB, for keeping this thing afloat.
Certainly.
We'll do it again tomorrow. How does that sound, ladies and gentlemen? And until next time, see you, cut.